Hi, this is Lucia with The Art of Love. I'm a dating and relationship expert specializing in helping you get your ex back. And welcome back, No Contact Army. Have you been a good soldier this week? I certainly hope so. And if you too would like to enlist in the No Contact Army, it's so easy. All you have to do is hit the subscribe button and you're in. And while you're at it, check out the No Contact Army manual at nocontactsecrets.com, where you can download 2 free chapters before purchasing the book. This week, I want to talk about 10 signs your ex wants you to contact them. Ooh. So you're in no contact. They see that you're not contacting them, and they do not want to reach out. And so they are hoping that maybe they can convince you to reach out by giving you some signs, some clues, some smoke signals, some Morse code. And let me start first by saying, do they want you to reach out, or are you just seeing things? Are you reading into things? Well, for the most part, unless the relationship ended really badly, or unless they're in a new relationship with someone they're really happy with, unless they've totally moved on, then if you're doing no contact on them, you better believe it. They want you to reach out. Now, just because they want you to contact them, it doesn't mean that they want to get back together with you. See, that's the mistake people make. They think, oh, my ex wants me to contact them. They miss me and they want to get back together. Nope, not necessarily, unfortunately. The fact is, it's a sign that no contact is working. You've hurt their ego. You've hurt their pride. Even though they broke up with you, they thought that at some point, even if you accepted the breakup, that you would miss them and you would try to get back with them. You would at least reach out. You would do something. You wouldn't just disappear into thin air. So now they're starting to attach their worth to the fact that you're not even trying to get them back. They're like, wait a minute, what is going on here? However, they are probably afraid to reach out first because they think that you'll reject them. And as I said, they're tying rejection to their self-worth. And that's the same thing that happens when someone has been broken up with. That's why many people are so sad and depressed after a breakup, even if it was a bad relationship, because they think that this says something about their worth. It doesn't. It just says something about that person and who they are, who they want to be with, what their attachment style is, what their triggers are, what they're ready for, what they're capable of, etc., etc. So many variables. Personally, I've never attached my self-worth to what someone did or didn't think about me. In fact, I remember one time at the gym, I didn't think I looked good that day. And several people said to me, wow, you look really good today. And I was like, what? And so I looked in the mirror and I still did not think I looked good. And so in my mind, I'm like, are they blind? I do not look good today. So I didn't care what anyone said. If I didn't think I looked good, then I did not look good. And the opposite would have been true. If I thought I looked great that day, and some people came up to me and said, are you okay? You don't look too good today. Again, I would look in the mirror, and if I still thought I looked great, I would think, okay, they're blind because I look great. So I don't let anyone and their opinion determine what I feel about myself. And I mean, if anything, it's the opposite. I feel sorry for someone who breaks up with me or someone who ghosts me, because I always believe that they're the ones who are going to miss out, not me. It's their issue, not mine. And it has absolutely nothing to do with my self-worth. So don't attach your self-worth to how someone treats you, because we all know people who are very worthy, who are very high value, who have not been treated fairly in relationships. And it has nothing to do with them. It's about the other person, their capacity to give, and where they are in life at that moment. So I hope you'll be able to adopt the same attitude that I have and not feel that you were somehow diminished just because someone broke up with you or ghosted you. Someone's inability to see your worth does not diminish your worth. Okay? So let me get started with the 10 signs that your ex may want you to reach out to them. Now, these signs in and of themselves, like just one sign, probably not. If you just see one sign, doesn't mean that they want you to reach out. The more signs you see, and especially if you see all 10 of them, that would be amazing, then the likelihood is higher that they do want you to reach out. But it doesn't matter. Even if you see all 10, y'all are still not going to reach out because I told you to. I told you not to. You are in the no contact army, and we do not initiate contact. And that's a direct order. Okay, now the first one, I'll start with the most difficult one, because everyone seems to experience this, almost everyone, is they're watching your stories, or they like a post, or they comment on it. And so you think, oh, they're interested. Especially if they're watching your stories every day, and they're the first ones often. I remember a client a few years ago, this is exactly what happened. She broke up with him, and for 2 months, she was watching every single story and was one of the first ones. And so 2 months had gone by, and we're like, what should we do? What should we do? She might want him to reach out. So I had to make an executive decision. I said, okay, fine. Reach out. Let's solve this mystery. So he actually reached out on WhatsApp only to discover that he was blocked. So maybe she forgot she had blocked him there. Maybe she did intend to have him blocked there. But as you can see, even though she was watching all his stories, it didn't mean that she wanted to get back together. So don't fall for this. Don't think just because they're watching that they want you to contact them. They might be thinking, I'll show her or him I'm watching all their stories. I might like a few posts, and then they'll be like, hey. They're hoping that you'll reach out sometimes. But again, we don't know. It can go either way. But this is definitely one of the signs. The next one is they're trying to make you jealous. Now, if they didn't care about you anymore, if they had happily moved on to someone else, why would they care whether you're jealous or not? They probably wouldn't, unless you cheated and maybe they're trying to get back at you, or they're very immature and they just want to make you jealous even though they were the ones who broke up with you. So if you think they're posting things to make you jealous, then they may be trying to trigger you to call them, text them and go, what? You already moved on so quick. What's going on? Who is she? What's going on? And some people have fallen for this. It's difficult to not fall for it when you see it, but don't fall for it. I don't care what they post. I don't care if they post they're engaged, whatever. Do not contact them. All right. The next one is that they haven't given you back your stuff, or they haven't gotten theirs. Now, why is that? Especially if you've asked for your stuff and they haven't responded, or if you have things of theirs that are of value. I'm not saying if you have just a few t-shirts or jeans or whatever, things of value, you would think, well, why don't they want it back? It's because they want to have an excuse to reach out, but they may also be hoping that you'll reach out to them and say, hey, do you want your stuff? That's why I tell people, don't contact your ex about their stuff. If they want it, they'll contact you. And if you have stuff at their place, only contact them if you really need it, if it's really expensive. Otherwise, don't. Next one. He tells other people to tell you to contact them, or that they're regretting their decision. So again, they're afraid of rejection. So if you have friends in common, if they're still in touch with a family member of yours, then they may go indirectly through that person. And if you do get that message that, oh, hey, your ex wants you to contact them, then you need to send a message back. And that message back is, well, if he or she wants to speak to me, then he or she can contact me directly. We do not use third parties here. Okay. The next one is that they block you weeks or months after the breakup, or if you didn't wish them a happy birthday. Now, why weeks or months? Okay, well, it's logical that some people will block you right after the breakup. But if you haven't been following them, or you haven't been commenting on their posts, or you haven't even been watching their stories, you haven't been doing anything. Maybe you're not even following them. And out of the blue, all of a sudden they block you. It's like, what? I didn't even do anything. That's the problem. You didn't do anything. You didn't contact them. You didn't stroke their ego. And so they're trying to get a reaction out of you. It's like, oh yeah, well, I'm going to block you and I'm going to see if that'll wake you up and get you out of no contact. But of course it won't. And I've seen the happy birthday one quite a few times, that your ex, they had their birthday, and of course I tell you not to contact them, and the day after their birthday, you find out that you're blocked. Because they were hoping that you would at least reach out for their birthday. You didn't, and now they're upset, and you're blocked, and of course they want to get a reaction. The next one is actually the opposite, and that is that they unblock you. So let's say they blocked you right after the breakup or soon afterwards, and now they unblock you. And so you think, oh, they want me to reach out. Maybe not. Maybe they just realized that they overreacted and they thought, okay, I didn't need to block them. Let me unblock them. Or they're not as upset as they were originally, and so they're not worried about you contacting them. Or you've shown that you're not going to contact them because maybe you were blowing up their phone or contacting them on all other platforms. And then they saw that you disappeared. They're like, okay, maybe they've calmed down so I can safely unblock them. So maybe that's why they unblocked you. Doesn't mean that they want you to reach out, but sometimes it does. But don't automatically assume that they do want you to reach out. Either way, you're not reaching out. All right. The next one is that they post something sad on social media. So a meme or a video, whatever, a repost about relationships. And so you think, oh, they're sad. They regret the breakup. They miss me. I should contact them. They want me to contact them. No, you stay in no contact. The next one is actually the opposite. And I had this happen with one of my clients. And that is they call you out on social media. So they post something that you know is meant for you, and it's not very flattering. It's not good. And again, they're trying to get a reaction because they're upset. You're in no contact. It's like, where did he go? Where did she go? Why aren't they stroking my ego? Why aren't they chasing me even though I broke up with them? So now I'm going to call them out on social media and get a reaction. And usually the younger you are, the more likely you are to respond to this. People in their teens and early 20s, they're very emotional. So they're more likely to fall for this. But whatever age you are, don't fall for it. The next one is wearing something you gave them on one of their posts in social media. So clothing or jewelry, or even going to a place that the two of you used to hang out at. So again, this may be a clue that they want you to reach out, or maybe they just happen to like the clothing or the jewelry and they wanted to wear it. Or maybe they just happened to like that place that you used to hang out at and they went again. So who knows? It's hard to say. And then finally, they reach out and you don't respond because you're a good little soldier and they didn't say anything significant and so you didn't respond. And then they reach out again with something like, fine, I won't bother you again. Or don't ever contact me. Or I guess you don't care about me. People get freaked out when their ex leaves them a message like this. But you know what? They're bluffing. They're saying that to get a reaction since you didn't respond to them. So they're trying to get you to reach out. But if you just hold your ground, they will most likely reach out again. Because if someone is really never going to contact you again, then they just never contact you again. They don't have to announce it. But if they're announcing it, it's because they're trying to get a reaction. Or if they say, don't ever contact me again, why do they have to announce it? They can just block you if they don't want to hear from you. Again, they're trying to get a reaction. And why would they care? Oh, you don't care about me. Because they want to play on your guilt and say, oh, my ex feels terrible. I'm putting them through all this pain because I'm doing no contact. I better reach out. Well, what about the pain they put you through? All right? Don't get sucked in, people. So, to briefly recap, 10 signs your ex may be trying to get you to contact them. They're watching your stories or liking posts, making comments. They're trying to make you jealous. They haven't given you back your stuff or asked for theirs. They tell other people to tell you to contact them, or they tell other people that they're regretting their decision. They block you weeks or months after the breakup. They unblock you. They put up a sad post on social media. They call you out on social media. They are wearing clothing or jewelry that you gave them or went to a place that two of you used to hang out. Then finally, they reach out, and when you don't respond, they freak out. So now it's your turn. Tell me, how many of these, we'll call them clues, have you seen from your ex? And do you really think that they want you to reach out? We'll find out. In the meantime, if you would like my help personally to get your ex back, you can contact me at theartoflove.net. The direct link is below, and we will send you the rates. If you found this video helpful, remember to like, subscribe, and share. If you're listening on iTunes, I would appreciate if you would rate and review the podcast. And finally, remember that love inspires, empowers, uplifts, and enlightens.